First, welcome back to the channel. One of the biggest issues we do see on a daily basis with a lot of people that struggle with thins, tops and a whole host of different shots with their pitching. As we swing the club back, the right elbow gets too far behind the right hip, so the right elbow gets too far behind the right side of your ribcage. Then as you come down into impact, the club head gets too far behind your hands, so the right elbow works too far behind the right side of the ribcage. The backswing gets really inside and flat, not so good for pitching. As we come back into impact, the club is going to hit the ground before impact. As we release the club, the path gets a little bit too much in to out. As you can see from there, club head gets severely behind the hands. The elbow gets too far behind the right side of the ribcage. Then as we come into impact, we get shots like this. So the right elbow gets too far behind the right side of the ribcage, come into impact, club hits the ground before impact, leading edge rises up, and then we get shots like this. The ball thins along the ground, you don't generate a lot of control, and you could be there all day. So the one thing you need to control is the position of your right arm. So as we swing the club back, we need to understand that we need to keep the right elbow in front of the right hip. As soon as the right elbow gets too far behind the right side of the ribcage, club head gets too far behind the hands. Then as we come into impact, our weight's behind the golf ball and our low point falls back behind the golf ball. So stage one, what you need to do, simple drill, you're going to place your left hand on your right elbow. As we swing the club back, we're really trying to apply a little bit of pressure with our left hand on our right elbow, meaning that we keep the right elbow in front of our right hip all the way back. To create that feeling, we're just going to add a little bit of softness in the right arm. So we're going to allow the right arm to fold just a little bit more and a little bit quicker into the backswing. We're going to allow the right arm to fold a little bit better into the backswing. Keep the tip of the right elbow pointing down towards your right hip in the backswing. A feeling to establish that is just trying to keep the right elbow pointed down towards the right hip. That's going to allow the club to work a little bit more in front of you. Then as we come into impact, it's going to allow us to hit the golf ball first and then control our low point a little bit more ahead of the golf ball. So as you work the club back, keep the right elbow in front of the body in the backswing. Then great feeling to establish a little bit more wrist hinge. Keep the right elbow in front of your body, the right elbow soft and in front of your right hip on the way back. The right elbow in front of the right hip. Then as we release the club, we're just going to keep the right elbow moving ahead of the right hip. Two feelings through impact. We're going to allow our chest to rotate towards the target. So chest to almost feel like it rotates around our ankles. So chest to rotate around our ankles, and the feeling from there is we're going to chest to rotate around our ankles, and the club is working up and left through impact. By the grip end, the club working up and left. Chest to the target is going to allow us to hit the golf ball first. Chest to rotate around our ankles, left shoulder up and back. All your weight is established on your front foot at impact. So right elbow in front of right hip, then as we come through impact, chest to rotate around our ankles, and a great feeling from there is belt buckle and chest facing forward. Feel like the club works up and left, pen the club working up and left around the left pocket, and then chest facing forward.